I'm Jeremy Singh, and 2 weeks ago I was fully invested in the idea of free will. I believed that everyone and everything could do whatever they wanted without reason just because they could. If you were human, you can do whatever you want. But suddenly my ideas shifted. I went from being a libertarian to a determinist just like that. Why? Because you can't choose who you are. My brain was programmed one way when I was born, and now I am a slave to that brain. In this video, I will deconstruct the free will argument. I will prove why free will is an illusion. Let's start with the backbone of the argument. How free are you really? Because I live in a world of laws, I can't lift a 747 in my hand because it's too heavy. Right there is an example of why I can't do anything I want, because I am limited by this universe's laws. Let's talk about Tom Brady. When he throws a deep pass, air resistance and gravity play a role. But the ball itself is powerless. The ball cannot change directions. A football follows a trajectory, and so does life. This may be a rather deflating thought, but this trajectory is fixed. Once the ball is thrown, it will always land in the same spot. Something caused this football to be thrown. There was some event, some action. Tom Brady threw it. This is universal determinism. Every event has a cause. Things don't just happen. Laplace's demon is a hypothetical godlike entity who can predict what happens. So, if a fire breaks out in Nassau, Suffolk, fire trucks will come and stop the fire. Every event causes the next event. The fire causes the fire trucks to come. What if the fire trucks had a choice to come or not? Let's shrink this scenario down. Here's the undergraduate scenario. It's midnight. You can't sleep. Do you read a book or do you smoke pot? There appears to be a choice here. However, I will argue that there is no choice. Your brain already made up its mind. Human determinism. This choice is determined by preceding events. Yet because I am who I am, there is only one option I can choose. And because I don't control who I am, there is no choice. On a side note, one flaw I have with determinism is that who started this whole train of events? Was it the Big Bang or was it God? Or somewhere in between? Universal determinism is flawed on a micro scale as well. Look at this atom I have drawn. Sometimes electrons just appear. There is no way to determine where they will appear. These sort of quantum events are truly uncaused. An interesting question results. What does the size of objects have to do with free will? Some small objects, like electrons, truly do act freely, but larger objects, like footballs and people, only get to act the way preceding events go. Humans don't just randomly teleport around the quad. Human determinism means all actions are determined by previous events. So because my personality is fixed and because I am who I am, I have no choice. I am given this choice, or the illusion of choice, based upon my previous actions. Here's my example. This is Professor Dr. Hilbert Haynes. He is a textbook geek. Here is Chad. He surfs. He knows what's up. At midnight, Professor Doctor reads a book on Spanish economic policy because he is on chapter 10 and he wants to finish the book. At midnight, Chad smokes pot because he wants to sit back and play some chords. Go, Chad. Professor and Chad were both born who they are. Professor was born smart, Chad was born swell. To say everything happens for a reason is too forced, considering reasons might signify some ultimate meaning. There is no ultimate meaning or reason behind these events. They happen because something made them happen. This is agent causation. Determinism is not fatalism. Fatalism means that actions occur because they must occur. Determinism means actions occurred because previous actions caused them. On a hot day in the desert, I want some Gatorade. I don't just want Gatorade. It wasn't my fate to want Gatorade. I want it because I'm thirsty and the desert makes me dehydrated. Let's talk about voluntary actions. actions that appear to you that you have a choice. Please stare at this X in this box. Stare to your heart's desire, and please count how long you choose to stare. You may think you had a choice to choose how long you stared. Maybe you even closed your eyes, or maybe you didn't come to class. These all appear to be choices, but determinism denies this choice. Let's do a little fun. Imagine a button in the middle of your desk. Extend your right and left index fingers out and press this imaginary button with whatever finger you choose. It appears that you had a choice, but no, your brain decided what finger you press the button with. Or maybe you didn't even press the imaginary button. Maybe you are too cool. Under a CAT scan, it is revealed that your brain knew what finger you would use, even before the button scenario was tested. Your brain decided for you. Can you control your brain? No, because your brain was given to you at birth. You can't decide to be born. You can't decide to be born one way or another. You are who you are. Life appears to be a choice. This choice is an illusion. Your brain picks for you. You have no control over that decision. You didn't choose your brain from a shelf at Target. You can't choose. Chad's brain chose. Dr. Professor's brain chose too. Even your brain chooses. You just don't get to choose how your brain works. You can't pick and choose. It may certainly appear that you can. Superficially, I like the idea of choice, but ultimately, I'm okay with surrendering. My problem with incompatibilism, which says you could choose or could have chosen differently under those same circumstances, is that you can't choose differently because you can't choose you. Compatibilism says determinism and free will can coexist. This is an easy thing to believe. It's easy to like the concept of free will because, I'll be honest, I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life. The receiver can catch or drop the ball, but it depends who he is. It depends if his brain puts him in the right position. But remember, he can't choose his brain. So what is the meaning of my 2-week venture into free will? Well, I surrendered control of my life. I know that I'm not Randy Moss, and there's no need to be Randy Moss. There's no need to be anyone but you.